Is CastMagic a content repurposing powerhouse or is it a complete dud? I'm a super fan of Descript and was one of their users way back when they were in beta. Let's just say quite a few years ago. CastMagic claims to be serious competition, and that's what I aim to find out. Can CastMagic really handle my content repurposing needs? And more importantly, can it do it faster and more accurately? Let's find out. Maestro, hit the theme. Whenever I'm doing a review of a product, it all starts with seeing what promises it makes and then can it live up to those promises. Now, CastMagic is an interesting one. One of my students in my AIO certification program reached out to me last week during office hours and said, "What do you think of CastMagic? Is it any good?" And I go, "CastMagic sounds familiar." Turns out I have a license. And in fact, my video editor was using it for most of last year until I took over video editing responsibilities. I have a license and we're going to dive into that. But before we do, let's look at their promises. This is the most important thing. What promises does CastMagic make on its sales page, and does it meet those on the inside? That's the very first place we're going to start. They haven't updated some of their content to let you know you can do videos. I didn't even know until I did my test right before this video. It transcribes it, generates a bunch of AI content, repurposing it for social media, and then it will even publish it, which is very interesting to me. I want to see how well this process works because a lot of these features are new since the last time I used it and when I bought it over a year ago. You can upload from your computer, you can link to a YouTube video, you can import from Vimeo, use Zapier to automatically import every time you make a new episode, which is very interesting. Use Reels and even use an RSS feed so that if you already have a podcast, it will automatically pull in each episode when you publish a new episode. The first thing is it does a transcription. Here's the most important question: how accurate? That's really what matters to me. I have a lot of transcription tools on my computer. I have Descript, Crisp does a transcription. I have ChatGPT. I have so many tools that can do a transcription. Is it as good or better than what I get from the tools I have in my existing arsenal? Next is Magic Chat, where you can chat with your podcast episode. This is something that is very unique to CastMagic, and I'm excited to play around with this because I haven't played around with it very much recently. They have custom prompts where you can ask it to do specific things. I'm much more interested in this. Explore our curated community prompts. I want to see what other people in the community have come up with because what I'm really looking for is automation. I want something that will make my process faster. If it's just as good or just as fast as something else I use, then why would I switch? I need a tool that actually impresses me, and that's what I'm looking for here. When I finish recording this video, I have to create timestamps so that you can jump to the different sections and know what I'm talking about. That's the part of the entire video creation process I like the least. So can it do a good job? And finally, how good are the quotes, hooks, and timestamps it pulls out of the video? We're going to find out. I'm really excited by all of this. It promises to make every type of content you could possibly want. This really started off as something that your seed content was podcasts, but now they're really built around a lot of other types of content. So you don't have to be a podcaster to use this. I just want to see if it lives up to the hype product. You can export your favorite audio and video clips. Can it make really good clips? They support a ton of languages and they can translate for you. There's some really big promises. Let's dive right into it. So this is the dashboard, and you can see that I have an account with 600 minutes per month, and I can upgrade to either 800 or 1,000. I don't generate that much content. That's 10 hours of video, which is about 20 minutes of video per day. It's so easy to import. Click this button right here, import audio or video. Then select your file. And I'm going to select one right now. I'm going to grab an episode of my podcast. So here's all my podcast episodes on my computer. I'm going to grab episode 304 where I interview Jory Belas. It's a 1.19 gigabytes, and you can see that I have a good internet connection, so we'll upload it in less than a minute. What's happening right now is everything. The most important thing to me is speed. Every different tool, they offer transcription, but some of them are very slow. I want accuracy and I want speed. So we now uploaded the file. We can give it a name if we want. I have a number and a title. I want to write 304 and I click save recording. It's now processing. This processing takes about 1 minute. This is not a tool to actually edit the episode. This is not a tool for editing the actual video, but I can exclude the stuff I don't want. What I haven't figured out yet, and I'm trying to figure that out, is if I can exclude part of it. So we're going to go back to that section again. And I say all of this. Let's see if I can exclude just that section. See, it unfortunately won't. It's not perfect. That's something I would have to delete out later on. Anything that it pulls as a section, I can't break apart. You can do find and replaces. I can download the transcript. I can click on the speakers, which I'll show you how to do here. Basically, play a clip and assign a speaker. Let's go to AI content and see what was generated. Comes up with some ideas for titles. And this is very close to the title I'm actually using because the title of the file is Going Analog in an AI World. And then it's with David Ask. I would just get rid of the end. I don't need to say my name and I don't say a conversation with, but these are pretty close. The thing that got me the most excited going through is the speaker bios. The speaker bios are crazy good. I was really surprised by this because this is an area where I often struggle. David is a founder of a company that specializes thermostat guards with combination locks. This is unbelievable because I forget the names of the term. I keep calling this the wrong thing. I call it a thermostat lock or an air conditioning lock, but this is their correct term. The idea for the product came from conversations with brother-in-law who was working for a bank in Florida who owned foreclosed properties. They needed a way to keep realtors from adjusting the thermostat to an uncomfortably cold temperature during house showings. This problem sparked the idea for a thermostat guard with a combination lock to prevent unauthorized temperature changes. This product has become a popular solution for property managers and homeowners, saving them money on high power bills and running thermostat wars. This is an amazing introduction. This right here is a tool I haven't seen anyone else do. You can click modify and respin it, but I'm very pleased with it. What you're always going to get when you're using an AI is that it does talk a little bit weird. So you may have noticed that the language was a little bit stilted, and you're going to notice it more here in this introduction. Welcome to the Serve Master Podcast. This episode titled David Osk AI v Analog. See, I always have to change that. That's just the name of the file for my record keeping. Host Jonathan Green engages in deep enlightening conversation with David Osk. This is also third person. I tend to write from me, not about me. So it delves into evolving world technology, breaking the intersection of analog security devices and artificial intelligence. David shares his journey inventing security devices to protect thermostats and other controls and emphasize the importance of authenticity in business and marketing. From the seemingly unexpected resurgence, I don't talk like that. That's a red flag for me when people say phrases like unexpected resurgence. I'm like, wait a minute. Did a person write this or an AI? That's a giveaway sentence to me. Analog solutions of power building genuine relationships. This episode offers valuable insights and thought-provoking perspectives. Tune in to explore the enriching exchange between Jonathan and David as they navigate the fascinating balance. This is a B+. Not perfect, but it's really good. We click modify. You can change it a little bit. Let's make it more casual to see if I can make it sound like me and see how long it takes. 1, 2. Oh, that was too fast. Hey there, welcome to the episode of Serve Master Podcast. Today's chat time with David. Our host, Jonathan Green, sits down with the incredible David for an in-depth conversation, diving into the interesting mix of analog and security, exploring how David's experience venting devices has led to some fascinating insight. This is really good. I'm very pleased with this. Right out the gate, CastMagic has a tool. I haven't seen anyone else with this particular prompt. I like the speaker bios. I like the introduction. Let's look at the timestamps. I don't love this. This is good. This is okay. This is okay. I would change the language, but I look at the times. These are a little close to each other. Overall, again, we're really in the B+ range, which is about as good as you're going to get from an AI when you're not tuning it. It's using generic podcast prompts. I'm going to start using this tool a lot more. I've already made that decision. This is a tool that has been atrophying. I haven't used it in 4 or 5 months. Let's go into the episode of Jory. Now, what's interesting about Jory is that he's not a native English speaker. So in this case, we'll see what happens when it's dealing with an accent, which is important to make big claims. It made a mistake in the spelling. What I don't like is that the transcript's not editable. I want to point out the strengths and the weaknesses. Here's the introduction. This is tricky because I'm the announcer on the new intro, so that is me. So it is correct about who's speaking. And I wonder if fixing his name, so let's grab his name, will solve this problem. This is how easy it is to add a speaker. Space. He's a guest. You can choose if he's the guest or the host. That's it. Click create new speaker. And then what I would like to see is for it to figure out that's the same thing, but you're never going to get a perfect transcript. No tool is perfect yet. It's done a pretty good job here. What I'm looking for is mistakes in the transcript. This is something I used as a clip for social media, so I'm very familiar with this sentence because it's one of my favorite things that Jory said. This is a really good transcript. You're always going to get challenges with name spellings, with company spellings. Got CMO right. It got Descript. It even capitalize it. Let's go to their AI content. And you can see it says it will take a while to generate, but it doesn't. Look how fast it's making everything. I like that it gives me 10 titles to choose from because I usually mix and max speeches from those. Let's look at the bio. This is not great. It just feels a little stilted. Let's rerun it. And let's just rerun the original. See if we can get a little bit of a better bio. It's okay, but it doesn't have a lot of personality. I like this. It talks about him selling his company, figure out what he wants to do next. The two things that I like about this is that it makes a better version each time I click respin, and it's very fast. I love that. Let's look at the time stops. Fractional CMO and AI officer. This is good because this is what we were talking about. I can see places to use these. I haven't seen any other tool come up with these. I can do all of this in ChatGPT, get close to this, but it would take about 20 minutes. And this did it all in about 30 seconds. So already it's a massive 20x or to 40x improvement in time. Let's give me topics and bullet points. These are all useful. It depends on what you're doing with your content. The most important thing, and this is where a lot of tools drop the ball, is creating clips. They really don't do a great job of that, and I wanna see how CastMagic handles this. So this is the next test for me. So I'm gonna choose this. The problem with this is Jory's first language is not English, but what he's saying here is actually good. This is a clip I used in other places. So let me see if what I can do here, if anything is clickable. If I click copy content. So it gives you the timestamps for the quote. We'll come back and see how we make the actual clips in a minute. You can choose to adjust where you want these to appear when you use this tool again. Move them up, move them down, disable, but I'm fine with that. It gives you a summary at the start of each one. It's doing a lot of cool stuff that's unique. And it gives me a script. Let's see this. In today's episode of Survey Podcast, we delve into the world of artificial intelligence. Special guest Jory Belast, discussing the role of fractional CMO in the AI world. Together, Jory and I explored the challenges and opportunities of managing clients at AI era, offering insights into leveraging AI. This is a good script. It's just not going to go viral, but it's hard to describe a podcast in the way that will go viral. That's fine. Got a good LinkedIn post. It's got a newsletter written for me that's pretty solid. Let's just read them just so we can go over it together. Raise a discussion. Yeah, so this is a post, I guess, from him. This is something I give to him to post on LinkedIn. The newsletter, latest episode of Artificial Podcast. Hello, enthusiasts. I don't like the word enthusiast. This is, again, is an artificial intelligence type word. This week's episode, we delve into the world of managing clients. During this episode, yeah, it's pretty good. It doesn't give you too much information, but it does drive people to the episode. I think this is a good newsletter. Got good tweets. It even has threads. I don't know anyone uses threads, but it's good to see that it's there. Let's go back and see if we can make a clip because I'm wondering how that process works. Round 158, we're going to find that clip where he says that really good stuff is right in here. Okay, don't turn it into a clip. Yeah, let's click clip media and see what happens. On their sales page, they promise they can make the clip and then post it for you. I want to see that process. It's not really shown here. I got tired of waiting, so I finally reached out to their support to find out what happens. Now, here's what's good. The support responded in less than a minute. And I asked them about creating the clips and posting the clips. And while that happened, the clip actually downloaded. So what downloads is just the clip. It doesn't add any of the transcript to it. It doesn't do any modifications to the clip. It just grabs the clip, and then I'll have to use another tool to convert that into a short, which is fine. But it doesn't have that functionality at all yet. And they basically say, we're going to add that feature in the future. I went to integrations and I discovered they don't have any social media integrations. They only have Zapier right now. So they're not even trying to connect to my Facebook, for example, to post yet. I think that's a ding. You shouldn't put features that you don't have yet. They're just like your hope to haves on your sales page. The clip did work. It is a little bit unwieldy. So in my opinion, it's not their best functionality. The clip operation is not very good. What is very good is grabbing quotes that I can then use in Canva to create social media posts. So overall, I'm fine with it. It tried to go outside its comfort zone and it didn't do a great job. Let's look at some community prompts. And right here, what I look for is, let's just see popularity. So I'm just going to click add to space. What's really great about the spaces is that you can delete things that you never use. If you never use threads, you can delete that and it will stop adding that every time you do it. It will get out of the way. It really has some cool customization. This should be quite quick, but let me show you what's amazing about this. You can go to your settings for your space. I click on prompts and you can organize the structure you want, and you can see curiosities here now. You can disable something. So, I don't want to use this all the time. Or you can delete it so it's gone forever. You can edit the prompt. Very interesting to see the ability for me to actually tune their AI. So I can write a more sophisticated prompt. I can develop a prompt in ChatGPT and I can make this tool better. That's actually exciting for me. So the social media clips thing, fine. So many tools have that functionality. I'm okay with CastMagic being a specialist, and that's what it is. It's really about creating written content from your podcast or from your video content. Knowing that it's not really video to video, it's video to text is fine. Stick to what you're good at. Just update your sales page so it's a little bit more accurate. Let's go back and see if our New prompt is ready and see how it looks. Excited to share a brilliant conversation with Jory Bellast, our fractional CMO on the Served Master podcast. Dive deep into the world of artificial intelligence and learn how to leverage it to open new revenue streams and make money while you sleep. Gain valuable insights into managing clients and see more role in an AI-driven world. Your guide to thriving digital marketing. Don't miss out. It's okay. So this is a prompt written by the community. I guess it's popular, but it's not my favorite. Let's just go to Magic Chat and see what this does. Let's write a blog post. I like that there's a timer to tell us how long something takes. I can't imagine it's going to be less than a minute. So this is a red flag word for me. That's how this is just ChatGPT always uses the word landscape. I talk about this in a lot of my videos. If you follow me long enough, then you'll recognize that. Emerged is another flagship word. I don't love this. This is an area where AI is constantly struggling. To get an AI to write a blog post is really tough right now. So I'm okay with that. Let's talk about the key themes and see how that comes out. I'm much more interested in so fast. I don't like Magic Chat. I don't think it's there yet. If I want to chat, I can go straight to vanilla ChatGPT and get the same result. But the AI content is aces. I'm going to be using this tool a lot more because it's good with timestamps. It's good at creating the bios. It's good at writing introductions. It's creating a lot of content for me very quickly. So for those particular use cases, it's really good. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with my experience with CastMagic. Now I can see why I bought it a while ago, even though I forgot that we were using it for the last year or two. Having really dived into what CastMagic can and can't do today and seeing what they've added in the last year, I have a lot of thoughts. The first thing is that they make some promises that they just don't live up to. I'm going to cover that right out the gate. It's not good for clip making. It's not good for video to video. It's not good for creating shorts. That's an area where it's weak. That shouldn't be on the sales page. It doesn't meet that promise. And in that way, it's not competition for Descript. The second thing is it's not an editor. I can't use it to edit my podcast. So it's not compete with Descript there. So I think that promise, and maybe they're biting off more than they can chew with that promise. What they need to do is stick to exactly what they can do and be clear in their sales messaging. That's my very first thought. Those are the negatives. Let's talk about the positives. It's fast. The transcript is very accurate. It has some unique prompts and comes up with unique pieces of content very quickly. So I really like how quickly it came up with biographies for my speakers, idea for titles, a lot of those different pieces that tend to slow you down. I like how it processes time codes. It's pretty good. And I look at that in comparison to what I do in Descript. When I get time codes from Descript, when I get clips from Descript, it's slightly better. So CastMagic is winning in those areas and it's more efficient. I like when it grabs quotes. I like the way it creates all my social media content at once. And I can go through that page and go, I want to use this, I want to use this, I want to use this, and ignore 90% of it. But if I can find 5 winners on that social media page and I find them in a couple of minutes, that saves me so much time. It's such an efficient use. CastMagic is a winner there. I really like that use case. I don't like the Magic AI stuff. I don't like the user or customer prompts. They're just not up to snuff compared to what they've created themselves. So I understand why they're trying to give the community a chance to do some community generated content, but I was not impressed by that. Overall, the question is it worth the price? Is it worth your hard earned dollar? Now, I grabbed this when it was on a lifetime deal. I'm going to post a link below this that the lifetime deal is still active right now. For a lifetime deal, it's worth it. Absolutely. Hands down for what it does. Very much worth it. However, for a subscription fee that's very similar to what Descript is charging and what other tools that have more features are charging, not quite there yet, to be honest with you. If they add more features, if they actually get the social media clip making on board and capture what Opus and Video are doing, then maybe it's going to be worth it then. But really, it does one thing that a lot of other tools are doing. There are a lot of tools that create transcripts. There are a lot of tools that will create your show notes for your podcast episode, will create descriptions that can create bios. So I don't think the price to what you get ratio is there yet. For under $10 a month, it will be worth it. Over $10 a month, I just don't think it's worth it for most of us. Now, if you have a pure audio podcast and you don't have a process and you have no other way of creating transcripts, okay, it starts to increase the value of it. But there are just so many ways to generate transcripts right now, including absolutely free by uploading your audio or video file to ChatGPT. So the biggest win for me is that it's fast and it has some cool prompts that I haven't seen anywhere else. This is a tool I'm going to use for my workflow. And in fact, I'm going to use it to create the time codes for this episode to see how well that works when I use this format of video. One of the challenges with creating shorts from a video like this is that for most of the video, I'm just in the corner of the screen and you're seeing what's happening when I'm going around the computer. So if I create shorts from that, then I'm no longer on screen. That's one of the things that I'm still figuring out with content repurposing from that type of video, but from a podcast, I think this is a pretty solid tool. So this is definitely something worth considering. If the lifetime deal is still active, and the link below will head to the lifetime deal, eventually it will flip over to the regular CastMagic link when the lifetime deal goes away. So just click the link to find out. That's the best thing that I can tell you. I'll keep it active as long as they have a lifetime deal available. At that point, it's worth it. I think that they offer a lot of value. I am going to add it to my workflow. However, I don't think this is going to last forever. I believe these features other tools can capture and subsume. I have a feeling that Descript, with their massive budget, is going to add in these features. Right now, the Descript clip maker is okay for finding the clips. This one's a little better. The transcription here, I think, is actually a little bit better than Descript. But those are things that Descript is going to catch up on. They have a much larger war chest. They have a lot more features. They might just buy CastMagic. They do all of those things. So I think that they need to innovate or they're not going to last. That's my feeling for this tool, is that they basically have a collection of really good ChatGPT prompts. That's all that really is in the back end. They're taking my recording, creating a transcript really good. Whatever the transcription process is, it's very good. They're then sending prompts to ChatGPT. They're doing it simultaneously, which I like, instead of one by one. That's why all the responses appear at the same time. I really like some of the things they're doing, but the barrier to entry for their features is not very high. So depends on your situation. That's what I think of the tool. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. What did you think of the output from CastMagic? What did you think of the social media content? What did you think of the transcription quality? What did you think of the process of generating clips compared to other tools that I've covered on this channel, and maybe things that you're trying? Maybe you're a user of CastMagic or you're from CastMagic and you caught this video. Let me know your thoughts. I would love to see them. I read and reply to every single comment. That's a big part of this process. Please make sure to hit to subscribe so you see videos from me more often in your feed. And if you hit that bell, you'll actually get notified every single time I post. I'll be back tomorrow with another video because I've made a promise that I'm going to post a video a day for the next year to really grow this channel, just create high quality content for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. See you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like that video, I think you're going to like this one or maybe even this one. Check them out.